All right, hello everybody. Welcome. We're just getting things kicked off here with our friends from Franklin, the Knights, taking on our Horde Bravo team here from Hanover in some Week 6 Overwatch action. So just a couple more weeks left in the season after this, a couple weeks of playoffs to round out the season before we get into regionals and NAF discussion. So should be a lot of fun. We just need to get our friends from Franklin online here. Should just be a few more minutes and then we'll get match play kicked off. So stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome everybody. We are just getting things kicked off here with our Hanover Horde B team taking on the Knights from Franklin. So always a good, fun, competitive match when we play the Franklin teams. First match is going to be Ilios. So for our lineup for our Hanover Horde Bravo team, we've got Baboom, Toombury, and Slith all playing from home today. LAX KJB can't be here today, so we have Kid MDK playing for him. Agent Tech is playing on PC 18, and PC 19 is DC Fuse. So this is a control map. So control maps, the point of the map is for both teams to leave their landing craft. There you see the red approaching from left to right as you look at the screen. Right to left is going to be the blue. It's going to be the Knights coming in. For the Hanover Horde in red, we've got PC 18 Agent Tech playing Echo Toonbury. Playing Roadhog, Kid MDK playing Genji, Orisa being played by DC Fuse, Slith playing his signature Ana, and Baboom playing Mercy. And from the opposing team, they've got a Lucio, a Reaper, Asymmetra, Reinhardt, Sigma, and Baptiste. So here they are coming in, converging on the center point here with the pit. Having that hog in this pit really makes a difference. You can definitely get a lot of environmental eliminations. You can see they're playing kind of the Echo Mercy role here for the Horde. Being tethered to that Echo really helps keep her alive, really discriminates, lets them manipulate and get in, try to get some picks on that back line. So the objective is being contested by both teams at this point. It takes a little while for it to unlock. Good hook by Toombury there to take out the Lucio. Good elimination by the Echo, played by Agent Tech to take out the Lucio. We do lose our Orisa and Genji in the fight, as this fight takes place in the corridor right outside the point. The point's still not secured at this point. You can see double teaming this Sigma here. But with the numbers advantage, good hook by Toombury. That's going to allow him to take out that Sigma. Take out one of their main tanks there. That should give the Horde the advantage, able to chase them off and start earning credit towards the point here. So good first push here by this Hanover Horde B team. Again, Franklin always bringing a tough team to the fight, so we know we're definitely up for a big challenge. You can see they put that teleport there right at the entrance. They were able to take that out pretty quickly. I think they probably wanted to teleport a little bit deeper, maybe even behind the Horde there, so there might have been a misplacement, unsure at this point. You can see the Orisa playing behind the shield, but they're going to be flanking in here. But the Echo, played by Agent Tech, gets a nice click on that Sigma, but they come in with the Earth Shatter there for the Reinhardt to push in on the Hog, played by Toombury here. So good fight here by the Knights. Really just trading fires, not many eliminations at this point. Lucio gets slept by Slif097, so good play by him. One of the better Anas in the league, in my opinion, so always plays a really good fight. Toombury, couple good eliminations there, taking out the Ryan and the Bat from the opposing team. Baboom, good res to bring Orisa back into the fight after she's taken out, to bring DC Fuse back into the fight. Gives the Horde the numbers advantage. They're going to be able to chase down that Sim and that Reaper and keep control of the point, 59, 60%, and counting. So Reinhardt's charging in here, trying to get that side hook. You can see Echo, played by Agent Tech, has changed to that Reinhardt with the hammer strike, followed by a couple nice Sigma eliminations. I think he was nanoed by Ana for the Nano Blade. That's going to let him get a couple of eliminations. Orisa Horde's going to clean up here. They get the team wipe, 85%. The Knights are going to have to hurry to get here on point. Now, they do have that Symmetra, so they should be able to TP up here pretty close to get on point in time. But it's going to be a brawl. Let's see if the Horde can take some advantage. They are unleashing Toombury's ultimate, but here comes a Reaper ultimate, but Orisa takes care of that Reaper. They go up for the body block and stop them, and 0 to 100, first point secured here on Ilios by the Hanover Horde B team. So good job, good showing in this first round against, again, the Franklin Knights. Always bring something to the fight, so we'll see what they bring this time. Here you see a second point of Ilios. This little, I don't know, vestibule in this temple area. As you see the approaches from both the left and right sides of the map. Primarily teams come in around those little, looks like temples here. You can also go through these corridors and kind of come in the backside. And the point that the goal is to secure these points, trying to earn all the way up to 100%. All right, so the Horde is playing the same comp that they did last time for the Knights. Looks like they're going to be running a Bastion and a Pharah this time, so a little bit of a switch up. The Horde will definitely have to account for that Bastion, but if you can close the distance and eliminate that Bastion, it really is an anchor for their comp. They are playing that double shield, though, with the Rhine and the Sigma. Looks like they are trying to go in for the flank. Echo's trying to get back there, but she's quickly picked off by that Bastion. So they did a good job trying to focus that. Unfortunately, just didn't have the follow-through. And the Knights are going to be the first on the point here. Horde are going to have to reassemble and figure out the wait for that Echo to get back in the fight. Sliff, nice job to pick up that Pharah, though. You can see Sigma pushing in on that Bastion. Baboom's going for the res right down there in the fight. Does manage to get that res off. That looked like that might have been a suicide res, but managed to get in and out. So good job by the Horde to keep this fight going and not necessarily surrender too early. They kept that push going despite getting a couple early eliminations. A couple more eliminations here. Kid MDK this time playing. Cole Cassidy gets an elimination. Pretty much everybody gets an elimination. Toombury with a couple there. Once they clear off this Lucio, which they do, they're able to earn credit towards the point, and that clock is ticking. So good job by the Horde. I think I would have probably given up on that, but they decided to hold their ground, really hold that front edge. Kept putting fires down on that Knights team, and because they were aggressive, once they did get their full team back, they were able to get a couple eliminations, get the numbers advantage, and take over the point. So they're setting up that Bastion. That Sigma's trying to close the distance. They come in with the body block on that Reinhardt, though, to drive the Sigma back, played by DC Fuse. You can see they do have the, but a High Noon comes out, doesn't find anybody home there for Kid MDK playing that, but Toombury comes in, gets a nice elimination. They do take out the Echo of Agent Tech, but Toombury with another elimination, taking out that critical Bastion piece. They're able to clean up these last couple players for the Knights and maintain hold of that clock, and its percentage clock is ticking up, and the Horde are setting up for their next defense. So good hold on the second point of Ilios. Reinhardt, Fire Strike coming through. So this last practice did a lot of VOD reviews with this team. I think they've did a pretty good job. Here comes the Sigma ultimate from the other team. Only catches Sigma. They do come in with a nice charge from Reinhardt to drive the Reinhardt from the Horde out. Lots of fires going over the Echo, though, with a nice couple eliminations there played by Agent Tech. Does get that bash. A couple more critical eliminations. That may do it with the team wipe at 95%. The Horde is pushing in for the body block. I don't think they're going to be able to get there with that hook of the Lucio is going to win then the second point. So great job by this Hanover Horde B team. Solid start to finish fight on both those points to really a convincing victory there. Here's the play of the game. I think this was that Nano Blade set up by Sliff097. Nanoing Genji there. Comes in, gets one elimination, gets two eliminations. Echo gets an elimination of her own, followed by Toombury. Really a good team wipe with those ultimates. You really do need the rest of the team pushing in and supporting that assault. And that's exactly what they did. So let's go ahead and credit their first round point here. And we'll do some banning and picking, and we'll come right back here in just a second. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
They say that you can see the devil dance on idle hands, so we put in work. Amen. Put the city on my shoulder blades and molded waves. Focus on devotion when it's rolling pain.
This is gonna be fun. What's this?
When it's no pain, it's no glory. Legendary grind for the history. Come to shut us down, you a what army? We about to go live for me.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
We put in work.
See ya.
You're nothing to me.
The grind don't stop. We giving it 100 till the squad on top. We put in work. The grind never dies. We giving it
Time for the fireworks.
we put in work.
Fire in the hole.
Dude, I got all the kills that first time.
I've got the mercy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna respect it.
I don't have my
I need heals. I need heals. Rebuff on the point.
Alright, nice job, guys. They've only got 6 seconds.
As long as I can.
They have no 6.
Nice! Go, let's go! Is that us?
Alright,
We got it.
good game.
All right, welcome back. This is round 2 here. They did a couple banning. So the Horde banned Rialto. The Franklin team banned Dorado. So we're left with Route 66. This seems to be one of the favorite maps in the Escort game mode. Escort game mode, you get this little payload. You push it to a possibility of 3 points. So the first point is around down this way. So this is the first point here, which you try to push through. There's 2 more points past that. One's going through a little kind of old dusty town. The other going through kind of a little garage corridor area. For the Horde, they're going to be playing, Agent Tech's going to be playing Doom this time. Toombury is going to be playing Diva. Kid's playing Doom. It looks like Agent Tech switching back to Echo, which used a good effect last time. PC-19 DC Fuse is playing Monkey. Slith is going to be playing Moira this time, and Baboom is playing Mercy. So a little bit different comp, but they still have that Echo Mercy combo, which I think worked really good for them last time. Seems like they've put a lot of work into that. For the opposing team, for the Franklin Knights, they are running Mercy, Bastion, Echo of their own, a Reinhardt, a Sig, and a BAP. So let's see how this works out. You can see the Horde typically doesn't necessarily play the low ground. They play this high ground gas station defense to try to stop the payload at the corner, and then they typically push forward and have the low ground hold after that. So kind of eliminates the ability of the other team to get those long distance picks, and a couple good eliminations there by Reinhardt. You see the opposing team really had to go up there, try to challenge them. Good eliminations by a couple of the opposing players from the Knights. They're on the Horde play, so the Horde are going to have to draw back. I got my, it seems like I got my defense confused. That was actually the Knights on defense playing the high ground gas station. The Horde coming in and trying to push this payload. So the Horde jumping in here, trying to use that dive comp to try to close the distance and take out that Bastion. You can see Diva closing in, does get demeched here trying to take out that Bastion. It's really critical you take out that Bastion because there's such a huge firepower, especially being tethered by that that Mercy there. Makes them really powerful. They're going to get that pick on Agent Tech and Baboom, and the Horde are going to have to restart their push here. So the dive comp's probably a good pick here for the Horde, but they've really got to do a really good consolidated effort to close that distance, focus that Bastion and that Sig, and then be able to push in and clear up the rest of the team. So they're going to set up double shield here. Again, Ryan out front, Sig up top with the shield, and the Horde are going to be diving in here. The Echo's getting this early. Here comes Monkey jumping in, going after that Bastion. They do. Doomfist comes in with his ultimate, takes out the BAP and the Bastion there. They do manage to get their BAP back in the fight with a res. Doom's going to take out the Sigma, so both main tanks are down at this point. But taking out that Rhine as well, that's going to give the Horde the advantage here, and they're going to be able to push probably pretty close to this first point. We'll see if the Knights continue to try to contest here, or just decide to fall back and try to hold behind the bridge here. They did try to keep contesting, but that's going to let the Horde push all the way to the door here and on the other side. So we'll see what they have waiting for us on the other side. You can see Echo here playing a little bit of distraction there. You can see Diva got put up here by Echo from the opposing team. So they selected Diva. They're going to push in here probably with the Diva bomb, I would imagine. They're looking for players to hit. They're focusing that Echo. She's the only one out there by herself. She's going to convert back to the Echo there, and they're going to be able to take her out. So sometimes that's the danger of using the Echo. You feel really pressured to try to get in there and use that. Monkey dives in. Monkey's taken out quickly. Here comes the bomb by the Diva, played by, I believe that's Toonbury. Doesn't really have the effect it is. Here comes the Meteor Strike, comes in, does take out the Sigma from the Knights, and the Horde are keeping this push, but a good hammer strike there by their Reinhardt. Keeps him in the fight. He's going to take Diva into that corridor and be able to take out that Diva, and Reinhardt's going to allow to continue to push back here. So good play by that Reinhardt for the Knights. He is eventually going to be taken out by the Echo, played by Agent Tech there. Here comes the Bastion ultimate coming in. They're trying to separate themselves. Good job, Monkey there, taking out that Bastion in ultimate mode. Again, closing the distance on the Bastion is the key to victory, and the Horde have done a really good job. Every time that Bastion shows up, they close the distance, take him out to keep this thing going. If you're playing a Bastion, it's really you live and die by the Bastion, so unless you can keep him alive, he becomes a real liability, particularly in the gold division. All right, Monkey diving in here, probably seeking and just trying to destroy. Here comes a Sigma ultimate. That is going to raise up a couple of Horde members. That's going to allow him to demech and take out Toonbury's Diva. So pretty much the rest of the Horde team get taken out here. You've got Sliff097 hiding behind the payload, trying to keep it forward. He's going to head on out of there, let the rest of the team recoup. But Horde looking pretty good at this point, taking 2 points so far. They do have the Echo ultimate. We'll see what she wants to dupe here in a second, and we'll kind of see how this plays out with this fight, or if they're going to hold on to it and try to get some more ultimates. Here comes the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt dupe. As you can see, they got that Bastion right here in the middle. Couple good eliminations there by the Knight team's going to have to have the Horde kind of reset their push here. They've got that Bastion covering kind of both doors there. They do have the Moria ultimate, and the Toonbury's got his Diva bomb. Here comes the Moria ultimate coming in, focusing that Bastion. Diva bomb by Toonbury comes in, takes out both the Mercy and the Bastion from the opposing team. So we'll see if they can convert here. But good Reinhardt charge to drive Diva back. Does manage to demech the Diva, but the Reinhardt from the Horde manages to come out here. PC19 playing that Reinhardt. Managed to take out the Reinhardt and the Sigma from the opposing team, and they're going to push in here hard toward point. Kid MDK does have Tracer ultimate. From the opposing team, they do have Sigma and Bastion ultimate, so you imagine that Bastion ultimate's probably going to come out here pretty quickly. Horde are going to have to account for that. Here's that Sigma ultimate. They do get them up and down, not obviously causing damage, but no major eliminations there, so the Horde managed to survive a little bit, but that Bastion does manage to come in and take out the DC Fuses Reinhardt, so they're going to have to reset their push here and reconsolidate. They do have Earth Shatter and Mercy Ultimate coming into this thing. Still 1 minute 34 seconds, so still a lot of time to push this thing. Probably time for 2 more good pushes, really one more solid one, and then kind of an emergency push. You often see the emergency overtime pushes in this map. Good job by DC Fuse to close the distance here. Hammer Strike. Nice play there by the Knights. There you see Bob comes out. He is going to focus Toonbury's Diva, D-Mech him, and probably take him out pretty quickly. So the Horde are going to have time for one more good push here. They did use their couple of their ultimates there. They do have Convalescence by Moira, by Slith. So we'll see if they're able to get this final push here. Still plenty of time on the clock here. You can see Toonbury coming in. Here comes the Convalescence. It does go through the shields there. So trying to move behind that Convalescence. Here comes the Bastion ultimate. But that Toonbury gets in deep and takes out Bastion again, mid-ultimate. That could be what they needed here. Let's see if they can get a couple more picks and eliminations to keep this thing going. Tracer has her ultimate for Kid MDK too. Horde's being super aggressive here, trying to push and chase them back. Here comes the Bastion back into the fight. They're going to try to focus that Bastion as best they can. They do get 2 tanks back there focusing in on that Bastion. This payload is continuing to move. Horde doing a good job blocking this, but they do get a Reinhardt here. You can see the Echo is using that Reinhardt, the Agent Tech. They do get a nice elimination there to drive that Sigma back really close to the point here. They got to clear off that Mercy, which they do, and that is allowing them to get the 3rd point here in overtime. So great job by Horde B team to stick with it. That Knights team was playing stout defense. They had a couple timely ultimates come out, including that Bastion ultimates, but the Horde saw it coming, sent that Diva Bomb deep, that Reinhardt back there to block it after that next round, and allow them to get all 3 points on the first push. So the gauntlet has been thrown to our friends from Franklin to try to get 3 points on this push. If not, the Horde will win this round 6 match. So we'll see if the Horde uses a similar tactic in terms of taking the gas station or the low ground hold. Sometimes they do the low ground hold. Sometimes they do the high ground gas station hold. We'll see what they did. What they do. They kind of ran that dive comp when they were pushing the payload to account for that high ground hold. So we'll see how these teams match up. So it looks like the Horde in red will be running the Echo. They'll be running an Orisa, or Toonbury's going to be running an Orisa. So get that that double shield with the Sigma run by DC Fuse. Kid MDK this time's running a Hanzo. Slith is playing Mercy this time, and Baboom will be playing BAP. And from the Knights, they are going to be running a Brigitte. They're running that same Bastion. A Reaper, a Reinhardt, a Sigma, and a BAP. So it looks like they will be holding the gas station. They've got a couple probers up front here, but I wonder if they're going to fall back after trying to get some initial long-range picks. It looks like they will be holding gas station here. You got Kid MDK playing Hanzo, just trying to get some pick. He actually gets picked off by that Bastion. So that Mercy's going to have to back up here, get back there, and shield the upper side. Hopefully be able to get Kid MDK back in the fight. A little bit overextended there going up against that Bastion. Able to take him, but he should be coming back here momentarily. So they did manage to get it around that first corner here. Sigma dropping in fires from all sides. They're doing a good job, though, using that shield, the bridge shield, too, holding that payload. Horde haven't got too many picks here. They're going to have to try to get down there and slow this payload. They do hit. Kid MDK does manage to take out that Bastion, which is that critical elimination they were looking for. A couple nice eliminations there by Echo and Kid. They do have the numbers advantage here. Let's see if they can clear off these last couple. Kid with a couple more nice eliminations, taking out that Sigma to finish things off. And good job. They are down. They do have the numbers advantage here, and the Knights are going to have to reconsolidate and push in. 2 minutes, 39 seconds. So good first push there by the Knights. You see how close they got to the first point, but the Horde didn't panic. They stayed with it and managed to clear them off the payload. Now they're really going to have to identify and focus that Bastion coming in around this corner. They're going to have to get him set up. There you can see him set up. So they've got him identified. Trying to rain fires. He's going to have to reset and heal himself a little bit. Bastion has that healing capability. Good long-range elimination there. Reaper actually gets in, gets the Orisa of Toonbury. But Baboom, or Slith, I should say this time, playing that Toonbury hero, does manage to bring Orisa back into the fight. There's a hammer strike by the Knights. Really doesn't find anybody home. Here comes the Sigma ultimate here by the Horde. Gets him up. Doesn't do too much damage, though. So this fight is continuing. But with elimination of that Sigma, they are going to surrender this first point and reconsolidate on the other side of this little doorway gate. So the first point does favor the pushing team. A little bit further distance for the spawn. Looks like they had a player get booted, so they're just waiting to get him back in the match. So it should just be a second here. Looks like Yags. So once they get Yags back in the fight, we'll get this thing started again. Take an inventory of the ultimates. You can see they do have the Bastion ultimate, the Reaper ultimate, and the BAP ultimate. The counter, we've got the Echo, the Tombry, his Orisa ultimate, and Baboom with the BAP ultimate. So good complementing ultimates on both sides. So we'll kind of see how that shakes out. The Horde have done a good job till now countering that Bastion ultimate, really closing the distance every time they see him go into tank mode. They've really nullified the last couple times he's switched to his ultimate. So when they hear that faithful whistle, let's see if they react similarly. It looks like they're still trying to get him online. We got a lot more esports action today, so we've got a couple rounds of Fortnite coming up after this. And then we have another Overwatch match later today with the Alpha team playing. So plenty more esports action if you're looking to join us the rest of the day. Looks like they had another player left the game, so I don't know whether they're having connection issues out there in good old Franklin, Tennessee. So we'll give it a minute here. We'll take a short break. I'm sure as much as y'all like to just hear me blabber on and yammer about nothing, let's go ahead and send you on break, and we'll come back when they get back online. We'll be right back. I think we're back. Just getting ready to get back into this game. You can see it on pause. They had both players join back in. So here we go. All right, so had a short break in the action, but we're able to get both teams back online here. See the Horde trying to hold this high ground. They do have some ultimates here. I would imagine they're going to break them out here coming around this corner. Here comes Bap, puts out his ultimate and shield. Gets that Bastion in behind it. But trading eliminations on both sides. Nice job by the Horde to counter that Bap ultimate. Push through. And send them back to the spawn. You can see their Reinhardt died from fall damage. I think he just threw himself off the edge so he could get back to spawn faster. You can see that Reinhardt, or that Sigma's out there. But the Horde playing low ground this time. They do get a Reaper spawn. No, it looked like he was maybe going to spawn in behind him because he does have his ultimate. So the Horde need to be cognizant of where that Reaper's going to drop in, try to spawn in, drop in from the top, and kind of catch him off guard with that ultimate. Horde backing up here. Kid MDK gets a nice elimination on that Reaper. We know how critical that is because he does have that ultimate in the queue. Here comes a High Noon getting unleashed. Doesn't catch anybody. Does end up getting the Brigitte before the High Noon, though. Orisa manages to take out the Reinhardt, the opposing team. They're probably going to have to back up and reset here without that Rein. Their Bastion's running away. Mercy's trying to chase him down. And get an elimination on that the Bastion, but they do manage to get away. Now they are rich in ultimates at this point. They do have 4 ultimates, so they can set up a couple of those. They do have that Reaper up top here. He's looking for his opportunity to kind of drop in there. You can kind of see waiting, biding his time, getting ready for that drop. Here he comes. You have to imagine this is going to be it. There it is. He does manage to get back there, does take out the Bap, but that's really the little effect. But with that, and some of that damage, they do manage to take out the Orisa. Reinhardt's going to charge in here. Good elimination by Agent Tech to take out the Reinhardt after that charge. Trading eliminations on this team, which is really benefiting the Horde. But with a couple eliminations there by Bap, that does allow them to push here towards the second point. And that's going to allow them to get the second point here. 1 minute, 16 seconds. They're going to get a little boost on the clock here. 2 minutes, 44. Let's see if the Horde can hold out these last 2 minutes. And 40 seconds. The Knights did use majority of their ultimates up at this point. See, they're setting up double shield behind that Bastion, riding that kind of pirate ship configuration. They do have the Bastion ultimate too. Good rock coming through there by Sigma. Here comes the Bastion ultimate. And Reinhardt comes in. Bastion does end up getting the Orisa. A couple more eliminations by that Reinhardt. They did a nice job combining those two, the ultimate. But they are down ultimates. The Horde have the kids Deadeye. Here it comes. Let's see if he can put that in a good location here. Doesn't manage to get too many there. They do switch to a ball comp here. So I think Toombury, actually not sure who's running ball. Oh, DC Fuse is running ball. So this is the hardest point to get for the opposing team. Couple nice eliminations by DC Fuse running that ball is going to send them back to spawn and to reset their push. 1 minute, 25 seconds. You can see how close to the point they are, but still chasing the opposing team down. Nobody's back to really ride that payload back and buy them a little bit more time. So not letting them get comfortable here is kind of what the Horde is doing at this point. Rolling back there, kind of switching more of a ball comp. Good hook there by Toombury, but a good hammer strike there by Reinhardt. Played by the Knights. Does manage to get Kid MDK, but another good hook by Toombury, but he gets taken out shortly after the hook. DC Fuse does manage to put some mines back there, but they're quickly knocked out by the opposing team, by the Knights. They're pushing this payload. The Horde need to get on point here. Baboom doing a good job. Here comes an ultimate by the Reaper. Does manage to catch the Doomfist, so a lot of comp changes. Here's the ultimate unleashed by Bastion. They do manage to get the Lucio here on point to boop. Sigma ultimate comes in. Nobody home to pick that up. Horde's just trying to get on the point here. It's kind of emergency mode, but they're clearing them off. Knights are clearing them off pretty quickly. There you do have the ball latched on to the payload here. Trying to hold this out. If they can drive it to overtime and clear them off, then they can keep this thing going. They need to keep somebody on and touching that point at all times, though. They are in emergency mode, but they do manage to push it a second closer. Wow, we are just a meter away. Not sure if the Horde can hold this, though. They do have Lucio's beat. We'll see if that comes into play here. They do get ball back out here, trying to swing it around the point. And they do get Monkey here on point, so they could do something here. They just need a couple good picks and to give themselves a little bit of a numbers advantage since they're so close to their spawn. But they step away just far enough with that Monkey for them to be able to push the final steps and tie this thing up 3-3. So we are going to overtime. So they'll even the clocks here. Both teams will get 1 minute to push as far as they can. So both teams went to overtime to push that final point and managed to get it done. So a great round by both these teams. So each team will get 1 minute to try to push the payload as far as they can get it. So it's been a really good, nice strategic matchups between these two teams so far. All right, so for the Horde, they will be running a Echo, a D.Va. Toonberry will be running D.Va. Kid will be running Genji. DC Fuse will be running Ball. Slith will be running Moira. And Baboom will be running Mercy. For the Knights, they will be running a Mercy, a Bastion, an Echo, a Reinhardt, a Sigma, and a BAP. So again, double shield on that Bastion. The Horde are going to have to close the distance because they are pushing the payload, try to get to that Bastion quickly, take him out, and then eliminate the tanks and the support to kind of move this payload. So they are going to, I'm sure, focus on trying to close that distance as much as they can. Try to get a couple long distance picks, but really they just got to close that distance. They get the ball up in there. But the rest of the team, D.Va, is a little bit slow to respond. They do end up getting, Genji gets in there and gets that Bastion, which is exactly what they want. But they res that Bastion very quickly with that Mercy. So the Horde did exactly what they wanted to do. But unfortunately, that Mercy was able to get that Bastion back in the fight. They really needed to take out that Bastion and the support. So see if they can close the distance with that Bastion. They do take out that Bastion again. The second time they take out that Sigma. Horde have the advantage here. They do get a nice res, get the ball back in the fight. Let's see if they can push this all the way to that first point. That'd be critical, getting that first point. But you can see the Knights are pushing here onto the point. Pushing here back at the payload. So the Horde are going to have to keep them at bay. And really, that's what they're doing. They're doing a nice job pushing forward here. They do get a ball get taken out, though. Wow, a couple nice eliminations there by the Knights. Trading fires at this point. They need to stay on that point. They cannot separate the points since we are in overtime. Here comes a Bastion ultimate coming in here. You can see doing a really nice job. Baboom here playing behind the payload, staying on the payload. Nice elimination by Genji to take out 1-2. D.Va, Toonberry gets an elimination, and they get to this first point. That was huge. They critically needed that. Now they have, now they've really challenged the Knights to push to their first point with just a minute on the clock. But it's not over yet. They can keep pushing this payload. They're in overtime. They can't separate from the payload. This is a long, hard push here to try to get to a second point. But obviously, as the further they push this thing, the better. So you need to just stay on the payload and just push it as far as they can without separating themselves. They do have a couple ultimates. They do have Convalescence in the Toonberry ultimate, which is the D.Va. They actually step away from the payload, though. Not sure who lost contact with the payload there. That did not need to happen, unfortunately. But they did get a 1 point. A little bit of miscommunication there as to who should have been on the payload. But regardless, they got that first point, which is really critical. You see a D.Va bomb came out there at the end and got a 4-piece elimination. That could have let them push close to the second point. But either way, things to learn each week, and we'll go ahead and set up for the defense. Again, they only have a minute on the clock. If you stop them twice, that it could be enough to cause them kind of go into emergency mode and kind of lose their comp integrity. So let's see how this shakes out. So for the Horde on defense, they're going to be running. Agent Tech's going to be running Echo. Toombury's going to be running Diva. Kid's going to stay on that Genji. DC Fuse playing Ball. Slith playing Moira, and Baboom playing Brigitte this time, so that gives them a little bit of extra shield. Actually, he's switching over to Mercy, so that makes more sense. And then from the Knights, they're going to be playing a Mercy, a Bastion, Reaper, Reinhardt, Sigma, and a Bat. All right, so setting up on top of the gas station here. All right. Genji up here trying to get some long-range eliminations. Wants to make sure he doesn't overextend himself. He got overextended last time, taken out early, and that let him get a much further push than they want to. So he's going to play this low ground, try to get some long-range picks. Holding this low ground corner. They're going to try to get their Bastion set up in a good defensive position. Hordes are going to get back there behind the lines. They're actually going to push in aggressively this time, try to stall that payload. They do have Reinhardt out here kind of all by himself. Focus and fires on that Reinhardt. Their Bastion hasn't really got set up into sentry mode. There he goes. They're set up into turret mode, I should say. They are focusing their fires on that Bastion, but he's able to recover and kind of get back. So taking precious time off the clock here with this stall, though. Really good job here by the Horde. They do manage to take out the BAP from the opposing team, DC Fuse. They do bring their BAP back into the fight, though, with the res, and DC Fuse gets taken out by that Bastion. Here comes Kid MDK with his ultimate. Let's see if he can get anybody, take anybody out. He does not able to take anybody out, but they are in overtime. They cannot separate themselves from the payload. They did manage to get a couple eliminations on the Genji and the Echo, but the Horde should be able to get back here for one more good defensive push. By that time, Toombury may have his ultimate, so he is ticking up. He's at 96%. That Diva ultimate can be a difference maker, particularly if they have to stay so close to that payload. Let's see if they can successfully employ that. See if they can buy him time to get him close. Here comes some mines. Here comes the Diva bomb coming in. Gets behind it, but it's shielded. They do take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just need to take out this last remaining player, which they do, and they are going to win this match, ladies and gentlemen. Great job by this Horde B team to set up that defense. Really nice, aggressive defense around that low ground corner. And then when they were eliminated, they came out, used their ultimates really well. Here's the play of the game. Kid MDK playing Doomfist in this second round. Coming in, this was when they're actually pushing the payload. That meteor strike made a difference, took out that, and allowed them to continue the push. That first push, that's what made the difference when that clock was ticking down. Pretty good. So let's go ahead and credit the Horde, their second round point here. But great game by our friends from Franklin. Really fun, as always, to play those guys. We're going to go ahead and set up for Fortnite here. But way to finish the regular season for this Horde B team. Really came together at the right time, played really well. Really proud of what they did. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.